I always like a nice pixel art adventure-y kind of thing. To start the game, type start. Oh god, is this a text adventure? One second, I thought this was a... I was under the impression that this was like a pixel art adventure game, not a text adventure. You're sitting inside a small cavern. The cold stone floor stretches beneath your hands. From outside, warm gusts of wind blow into your face. Embedded in the cave wall, you see a safe with a combination lock. A small note is taped just over the heavy safe door. You wonder what it reads. Read note. You get up on your feet to get a closer look at the note. The handwriting on it looks oddly familiar, but you can't quite make out where you have seen it before. You decide to read it and not make too much out of it. I've left the key in this safe for safekeeping. It's the only way to get through the door in the east of here. It's time to leave this place. You squint your eyes looking at the message, not quite sure what it means yet. There has to be something around here that could help you. You try every combination that comes to your head, and then some. It just won't open. There has to be another way to open this. As you step out of the cave, the bright sunlight shortly blinds you. Oh, it is pixel art! You squint your eyes, and for the first time in what feels like eternity, you open your eyes to see. The grass tickles the soles of your feet. Warm gusts of wind blow into your face. That sounds very pleasant. Kinda looks like me when I go outside, to be honest. Walk east. Oh, stop. Lit up with beautiful lights, you see a radio. There are more objects beyond your current vision. Look at radio. An old radio sits neatly in the tree trunk. It has two massive screws that are flush with the exterior of the radio. You cannot loosen them with your bare hands. You may need a tool to do so. You don't know how to turn. If you need help with left, go ask the mushroom. What mushroom? Talk to mushroom. The mushroom can't hear you from here. Okay, fine. Between the trees, a mushroom looks at you, smiling. Talk to mushroom. The mushroom can't hear you from here. Oh my god. The mushroom happily stands to attention and invites you to speak the name of the object you're having trouble with. They shake their head with disappointment. They don't know the combination to the safe either. Maybe some strong hands will do the job? Would you like to ask about something else? The radio? The mushroom whistles another tune you seem to vaguely recognize. They enjoy the radio and say it's a newer addition to the place. They remember growing up by the fire and looking at the flames while listening to their favorite station. Would you like to ask about something else? They know you like to sleep in the hammock sometimes and enjoy some tunes on the radio. They like those moments, but there's no time now. What about this bucket that's hanging above you? Through the trees you can make out a door. There are more objects beyond your current vision. You try the handle of the door. You push and pull, but it doesn't seem to be working. The door is locked and requires a key to open it. There does not seem to be another way. Get combination, open safe, get key, open door, and then we leave, apparently. I don't know why we want to leave. Seems quite nice here. The campfire lights up some trees in the night. Your face warms up while looking at the flames. You hear the crackling sounds of the wood and lose yourself for a moment in the sound. I've done this. I use a soundscape generator to go to sleep sometimes called mynoise.net. I pay for it because I use it that much. But it's either rain sounds or like fireplace sounds. Rain noises and then like a fireplace sound and then some music in the background. It's a good way to go to sleep. It's probably just like completely overstimulating my brain until it just kind of shuts down. I probably should train myself to go to sleep in complete silence, but I don't want to. You see a screwdriver glowing in the heat, but it's too hot to take out like this. Put out fire? You will need something else to put the fire out. Maybe like that bucket that was over there? Oh, a bolt cutter! A bolt cutter is frozen in a big block of ice. I mean, surely this is a problem that will solve itself, right? Because we can just wait for the ice to melt. I mean, it's dripping right now. Bugs are busy crawling over logs in a shed. Can I take a log? Take log. You figured this could be useful. Log is now in your inventory. I have a log. Can I set the log on fire? Carry it to the block of ice. Light log on fire. The fire burns on. You used up your piece of wood. Something that won't burn might be your best bet to transporting heat. That's probably a good idea. Is this a horror game? It was in the horror section. Yes. I don't know if it is an actual horror game, but it was in the horror section. Look how spooky that little man is. In a small clearing, a shower slowly drips cool water. There are more objects beyond your current vision. Take shower. Though it is important to stay clean and fresh, you gather now is hardly the right time to take a shower. It is always the right time to take a shower. This is a bad attitude. Take a shower. Every day, take a shower. Who knows what is behind that door? You may even be able to take a shower there. You're a bit obsessed with this shower. Or this door. I'm obsessed with the shower. The battery slot is empty, not powering anything at the moment. Connecting its cables to an imposing clock, which seems to have lost its power. How is the shower powered and this clock isn't? That's as far as we go. Okay, walk back where we came from. I imagine we have to get that bucket, fill it with cool water, maybe put out the thing? I have no idea. Listen to the radio? You turn on the radio and music starts playing with it. You notice your foot tapping lightly. Sleep doesn't exist. In the treetops, a lonely bucket swings back and forth. Can I take bucket? I can't reach. Your fingers tap the bucket lightly, but not enough to bring it down. It's stuck tightly in the branches, but with something heavy to throw, you might get it down. Log. Okay. Walk east, take log. Walk to bucket. And now we lean back. Now that I know all of the names for things, I can actually do stuff. Throw log at bucket. Look at that! Oh, an anchor! You throw the log as hard as you can towards the bucket. You hit it hard enough for it to fall, but not only the bucket was wedged into the branches. A heavy anchor rushes down, sinking into the ground and blocking your way. Move anchor. You think about all the glorious things this bucket can hold. Marmalade, mayonnaise, soda, tears. 2 of those things are good. Mushroom, what do you have to say about this anchor problem? I'm having trouble with the anchor, because the anchor is huge, and apparently I can't go around it in this massive woodland. They tell you a little rhyme. An anchor a day keeps the solution at bay. You definitely need to get past it somehow. The mushroom suggests to focus on the anchor of the anchor. The rope. Look at rope. A heavy chain hangs from the treetops, connecting to the anchor. You will not be able to break it with your bare hands, but if you can find something with more power, the bolt cutter, you may be able to free the way to the other side. We need to get some shower water into the bucket, put out the fire, get the... what was it? The screwdriver? Maybe that's a bad idea, because then how are we going to melt the thing? You put the bucket under the shower and fill it up with cold water. You imagine this can have many uses. Bucket filled with cold water is now your inventory. We're going to try and put out the fire. I'm not sure if this is a good idea, because then how are we going to melt through that ice without the fire? Pour water on fire. You don't know how to purr. Well, you do. You do know how to purr, you just don't want to. Pour. Flames sizzle as you pour the water over them, leaving only some softly glowing embers. In the midst of it, you can see a screwdriver that seems to have been in the flames. It's cooled down now. You place the empty bucket back in your inventory. This could come in handy. Screwdriver is now in your inventory. Smoke from the extinguished campfire lingers in the air. There are more objects beyond your current vision. What can I do with this screwdriver now? Can I open up the little clock thing? Use screwdriver? You can't find a way to use the screwdriver in this situation. Well, damn. Oh, can I use the screwdriver as an ice pick? I've done that before. I've had to, like, chop apart a block of ice with a screwdriver before. I don't have a fridge that produces ice. If I want ice, I have to buy a bag of ice from the supermarket or make it in the freezer myself. Inevitably, if it's in any way hot when I'm coming home from the shop with this bag of ice, it will all form into one giant lump and fuse together in the freezer. So it's just this giant block of ice. And you need to kind of chip it back apart with a knife or a screwdriver. West. Jesus Christ. I have typed walk and a direction so many times now. Chip away. You can't find a way to use the screwdriver. You pull at the blades of the bolt cutter, but it won't move. It's completely stuck in the ice, which itself is stuck on the trees and the stones. The heat will eventually melt the ice, but that will take too long. You will need to find another way. You know what? I need to talk to the mushroom then. Sundays, I never care if anybody watches on Sundays. I just do this as an excuse to play some random games that I found. It's always a nice thing. I like it. Plus, what else am I going to do today? It is pouring with rain outside. I was really meaning to go outside into my garden today and hang out with the guinea pigs and read and be nice under a tree. I didn't even know... I was feeling not great today. I'm still feeling not great. Just very tired and low energy. So I was thinking, do I even want to stream today? You know, maybe I'll put off the Sunday stream for this week. And then I looked outside, opened up the curtains, and it was just pouring with rain. Like, disastrously raining outside. So, you know, that went out the window. Talk to mushroom. I love the mushroom. The mushroom is my best friend in this world. Mushroom wisely tells you that violence isn't always the way. Sometimes things need warmth and care to be yours. Do I need to start up the fire again? It said there was some embers left. Do I need to restart the fire? Can I take the hammock? I've never used a hammock. It's affixed to 2 trees on either side. Removing it would take a lot of effort. It probably wouldn't be worth your energy. I completely forgot to mention, we ordered the guinea pigs a hammock. It should be here in the next couple of days. I will probably send photos in the Discord. We've ordered them an adorable little hammock because we learned that guinea pigs apparently like hammocks. Oh, you can press enter at any point to stop moving. How did it take me that long to figure that out? I have been typing stop over and over again. Oh god. I'm going to try and relight the fire. You put your hands out towards the ashes and miss the warmth. Take ashes? Ashes doesn't exist. I mean, it does. You place the wood in the stone center and light it up with some sort of the remaining embers. Fairly quickly, you manage to get the fire back to its original form. The flames once again heating up your skin. Yes! I have a screwdriver, a bucket. Can I use the bucket? Can I transport some fire in the bucket? I don't know. You put the empty bucket under the campfire. The metal gets hotter and hotter, but nothing else happens. Hot water, of course. I am really enjoying the feeling of, like, slowly sort of figuring out what I'm supposed to be doing. It's quite nice. Fill bucket with the shower water. You put the bucket under the shower and fill it with cold water. Oh, thank you for the raid of 9. I was under the impression that this was a horror game. It's turned out to be a very, very charming, strange little pixel art adventure game that you control like a text adventure game. A bit like Zork, if any of you are 85 years old and know what Zork is. It's a bit like that. It is such a gratifying feeling when you figure out a puzzle in a puzzle game. Like, this is not a difficult puzzle game, but the fact that I'm solving anything at all just makes me feel like I'm 7 again and playing Simon the Sorcerer on my dad's computer. Why there's a forest shower, I don't know, but I need to heat up the shower water in the fire. It's been amazing so far at actually figuring out what you're trying to do using the words. Because I've played Zork. Very, very finicky and annoying about what you can and can't type. You put the bucket over the campfire. You watch it intently, but the water won't boil. You look up into the trees, and in this second, you hear the bubbles rise up from the now boiling pot. You take the bucket from the hanger, which is now filled with hot water. Bucket filled with hot water is now in your inventory. Use hot water on bolt cutter. Oh, ice. Melt ice? Okay, thank God. That's the first time it's like kind of messed up slightly. With gusto, you splash the hot water from your bucket onto the ice. Don't do this on car windshields. Everybody here does this on car windshields. My own family included. It's really bad and will destroy your windshield. Anytime any ice hits in Ireland, which is once every 5 or 6 years, ice and snow will happen. Full kettles of boiling water, just pouring them all over their windshields and their back windows of their cars to like unfreeze them. It will crack your windshield eventually. With gusto, you splash the hot water from your bucket onto the ice. With a hiss, a little steam cloud rises, giving you an impromptu skin treatment. Does that work? You can tell I've never been to a spa. My skin is horrible. I moisturize every day and my skin is still absolutely horrific. I take such bad care of my skin that if I don't moisturize once a day, I've done it. After about a week, I start to look eerily like a ghoul from Fallout. After a few blinks, you see the bolt cutter is now resting freely on the wet stone. You put the empty bucket back into your inventory. Bolt cutter. I used to be so good at typing. I don't know what happened. I don't type as much anymore. I don't know, this is a beautiful game. I don't want to like disparage it, but why is there an anchor in the woods and a shower? You know what this art style reminds me of a little bit? And this isn't a pixel art thing, so it shouldn't remind me of it too much. There's a show called Adventure Time, which there's a show called Adventure Time, like everybody doesn't know Adventure Time. It reminds me a bit of Adventure Time. Just the general vibe of this feels quite Adventure Timey. Just random stuff in the woods. Still dripping in some of the molten ice. Molten ice is not a thing that has ever been said by somebody who speaks a language. With ease, you cut through the chain, which tumbles down on the ground. The path to the cave is now cleared. Now, the problem here is that I still don't have the combination. Can I use the screwdriver to, 1 second, check, save. Literally just realised that this is a heart. It's a safe with a combination lock. It's a giant heart is what it is. Through the slight gap, you can peek inside and see a small key. If you don't know the combination of the lock, you will need to find another way to open it. I've been watching a lot of Lockpicking Lawyer over the past couple of weeks, probably. Any safe that has screws on the outside that you can unscrew rather than on the inside is a bad safe. You can't find a way to use the screwdriver? Oh no. Oh no. As you try to fit the blades of the bolt cutter into the little gap in the door, you realise that it's too thick to get any sort of meaningful leverage going. Well, what else do I have? You know what I didn't use, actually? There's a clock that isn't running on the other side. Yes, talk to the mushroom first, I guess. I guess that makes sense. It's a kind of a rude thing to do, to just go wander up to a sage mushroom living in the forest and just go, clock. Time doesn't have a lot of meaning to the mushroom. They think the clock used to work once, but as soon as the radio came into being, they say, they haven't heard the clock tick even once. The radio has the battery. Walk to radio. Thank you, mushroom. Can I say thank you? You doesn't exist. No, I don't. I think that's clear. You think the radio probably is powered by a battery, Since you can't see any cables coming from it, 2 big screws hold the battery in place. Use screwdriver. Tool in hand, you easily loosen the screws of the radio and open the compartments they kept shut. Inside, you see a big battery, which is now yours for the taking. Well, take it then. As you put the battery into the slot, it powers the adjacent clock. The large clock hand moves a bit until it stops again, seemingly stuck in position. Very easy, very convenient, as you can now take it. Okay, take clock hand. Walk to safe. Now I will be able, I think, to slide this in through the gap in the safe. I guess there's a gap in the safe. Slide the key out of the gap, and then exit through the magical forest door. Using the clock hand as a lever, even your little arms are able to pry open the safe door with a little bit of force. Inside, you see the key, which is now within your reach. I have extremely long arms. Maybe they're talking about them being, like, thin and weedy, but, like, you're looking at the same sprite I'm looking at. These are extremely long arms. You pick up the key and hold it in your hands. You brush some dust off, revealing a small engraving of a door. Key is now in your inventory. Walk to... You know what? Walk to mushroom. We're gonna say goodbye to the mushroom first. You don't know how to goodbye. I'm with you, my friend. Anybody who's watched my stream, they know how I end my stream, and it's the most awkward shit imaginable. It's awful. Use key on door. Alright, I guess we're doing this. No, 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 no. I can't. You always do this. You always make me leave. I don't want to leave. I'm so sick of being controlled by you. This is what I have to deal with when you're not around. When you're not playing some stupid game with me. All you want me to be is numb or gone. I can't... You can't run away from me anymore. This is the end of the alpha! Oh, okay. That's the end of the game, apparently. That was pretty great. I liked it a lot. It was an incredibly pleasant, lovely experience, and then some, like, very unnerving nonsense at the end, which I also quite liked. That's why it was in the horror section, I guess. I was very confused that it had been put there by accident, essentially. I was like, this doesn't seem right that this is in the horror section. Why is this in the horror section? That's why it's in the horror section. If this comes out in a full version, I'll play it, you know, as a full version.